Okay, attendees are trickling in. Again, welcome everybody to the VBOUT monthly partners meeting. We've been doing this for 2 years. We've been attendees are getting some amazing feedback from the community. Again, welcome everybody to, and this has given us an insight and direct feedback loop from you, and also giving you direct access to our roadmap, to our content, to upcoming releases. So we try to make it as interactive as possible, and we want you to walk away after the 30 minutes with at least one piece of content that you like, at least one feature release that you'll be interested in, and hopefully we'll connect with you after. So far, I have Ali, Angel, Blaine, James, Molly, Mugur, Nigel, Salvador, Sheila, and Tony. Welcome everybody for joining us. We will be moderating this, so I have my colleagues, Elsa and George, who are with us. So any questions you have, please drop them in the chat. We'll make sure to get to them. Just to kind of put it out there, this is not a technical call. So if you have technical questions, support question, please direct it to our support team. They're amazing at responding, and I guarantee you they will do a better job technically than I will. Right? In terms of what we cover, the format has been straightforward. We're going to cover product updates, what we released and we're about to release in the upcoming few weeks. We have an upcoming event coming up, and I'll give you some resources in terms of presentations, content, access to free utilities that we created in VBOUT, so you can repurpose it and use it for your own marketing. Okay, it's going to be about 30 minutes of your attention, and I really appreciate any feedback and any questions you will drop in the chat. George, you have your eye on the comment section in Facebook for any questions?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you. And thanks, Elsa, as well, for both of you helping us on those live events, and of course, putting these presentations together.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's talk about product updates. Definitely the most exciting part of what we have planned, what the dev team have been working on, the product team have been designing. So in terms of beta releases, release number 1 is now you can sync up tags, contact tags directly through Zapier. So if you have a Zapier account, now whatever is your action trigger of choice, you can add contact tag. So I can add a tag to a contact, or I can remove a tag from a contact. Now, those of you who work with tags understand the power of tags. You can actually fire an automation when a tag is added. So we can have an automation based on a tag being appended to a profile. You can clock in a goal as well, which I'll show you in a second, once a tag is added. So the goal here is to have platforms talking together, and tags open up so much for you in terms of lead scoring, automations, just for your own note-taking, segmentation, and much more. So now you have that availability through Zapier. You can add tags or remove tags from a profile. A very simple third-party kind of enhancement, but several of you have been requesting this for a month, and now we have it up there. Any questions on this? Anyone here who uses tags and have questions on tagging and stuff? Please drop it in the chat. I'll make sure to answer it. And again, welcome Ali, Angel, Blaine, James, Molly, Mugur, Nigel, Salvador, Sheila, and Tony for attending live on this event. Of course, the recording will be shared with you after. The content of the presentation will be shared with you. All the resources and any access to free things you'll also be granted via my team's kind of provisioning the back end of things. So let's see if we have any questions here. I think everybody's good. Let's talk about the second release. The second release is now we added what we call tags in goal reporting. Now, goal reporting is a feature in VBOUT that not many of you use, but it's an awesome tool to track certain KPIs. For example, I want to track how many people visited a specific page, how many people made a purchase, not necessarily e-commerce, it could be just a general conversion. How many people watched a video? So we can make those KPIs, small key performance goals that just tracks how people are going through your funnel. So that goal utility is under your contacts in VBOUT. You see it right here at the top. So all I got to do is click on create goal, and you will see all the different types of goals that VBOUT can track. The new addition we added is when a tag is appended to the profile, that could be an actual goal being tracked. So how does this connect to the previous feature on Zapier, for instance? Let's assume you are working with your Square payment process or Stripe, and you're billing clients, and the moment they make a payment, you want to add a tag to their profile. That tag could be sent to VBOUT, which will be added to their activity feed, and in turn, it will clock in a goal as a purchase. That's one simple example, and I can think of thousands of different scenarios, but now you can clock in a goal when a tag is added. So this is comma separated. You create the tags, you control them through VBOUT. Another way you can add tags and clock in a goal is through automations in VBOUT. So I can say when someone take action A or B, clicks on the link in an email, somebody, I don't know, visits a specific page, makes a purchase from my e-commerce website. It could be an infinite amount of things. We have so many triggers and things you can look into. I can add a tag in automation, which ultimately will also mark it as a goal. Okay, a very helpful feature if you are detailed and analytics oriented, because all these goals will be also showing on the profile. Okay.
Richard, I have a question.
I'm listening.
So in this case, when you add a tag, let's say in automation, you can then send an email or whatever saying thank you, for example, for your purchase, right? That's the main. That's one of the benefits actually of this tag, right? When you connect VBOUT to Stripe, for example.
The scenario I gave, George, is just general. The goal, the idea behind goals is just to show your stakeholders and managers that look how many goals we achieved. Everybody does marketing differently, and during their meeting, they set up mini goals. Maybe my goal is to reach a specific number of visits on a specific page, right? And I want to track every person that reached that goal. That could be one scenario. So it's not necessarily for automation purposes. It's for tracking one simple action. I'll give you a quick. I'll give you a quick example. And Mugur, I did answer your question. I think we do integrate with Integrately, so it's under your settings integrations tab. You should be able to use it. I'm just going to take a random profile here, guys. All I got to do is add. So this is manually adding the tag on the account. And I'm sorry, when I share my screen, everything just slows down. Okay, come on. Okay, my browser froze. Usually it's as convenient as that. But anyways, I can add the tag manually. I can add it via the automation. I can add the tag via APIs. And anytime a tag is added, we immediately clock in a goal if you set up that goal, of course. All right. Sorry, guys, I might need to restart my browser real quick. Okay, here we go. So for instance, here, I can go ahead and add a that says this is actually the tag that I'm tracking, then it will immediately locks it in there. Okay. Any questions on this, guys? Anyone works with goals in here who is attending? I would love to hear from you. Blaine, Christian, James, Javier, welcome. Larry, welcome as well. Mugur, Nigel, Rami, welcome as well. Sal, Sheila, any of you work with goals in the VBOUT features? Don't be shy. All right. I don't know if I think they could chat, right, George?
Yes, they can.
Cool, Mugur, yes. So goals are great for lead tracking. Anyways, let's move on. It seems many of you are shy. The second or the third release is more of an enhancement to our existing new email builder. Some of you are still working in legacy mode, and that's totally fine. But if you have started using our new drag and drop email builder, which is more modern, it has an awesome theming capability, so you can create color palettes for different brands you're running or just for your company, and just easily switch between those different color palettes. This is not the new feature. What we enhanced is one, we added the live RSS feed. So what I can do right now, I can program an email to be sent next week. And the moment that email is sent, the system will pull the latest content and will add it to the email. Versus what we called RSS feed, which will just pull in the latest at the moment I save this email and the content is static. So the live RSS gets updated the moment the email is sent, and the regular RSS just pulls the data as I'm working with the email, okay? We also added all the e-commerce widgets that we have. So recommended products, product retargeting. So these 6 widgets right here weren't available. Now they are. We added the AI content generation into the new builder. So if you are wondering what's the next email copy to craft, and you want AI to generate copy for you, now that utility is available on the legacy builder as well as the new builder. This is an awesome feature, you guys. If you don't have access to our AI content generation and you're with us right now on this event, drop in the chat your email associated with your VBOUT account, and George will add this add-on at no cost to you. The add-on is usually charged monthly at, I think, $20 to start. You'll get it for life at no additional cost. So please drop in your email in the chat for George, and he will provision that add-on on your account. All right. So this is the third release, is the AI and other enhancements on the builder. Any questions on this? And has anyone been using this new drag and drop email builder that we have? I'm wondering here. So we have new people joined: Ali, Andre, Angel, Blaine, Christian, Dr. Nicole, Aysen, James, Javier, Larry, Molly, Mugur, Nigel, Sal, Sheila, a couple of you, and Tony. Again, welcome. So not a lot of you are using it, right? Which is fine. The legacy builder is awesome, you guys. I'm used to the legacy builder. I use it. I think this one is made more for ease of use because I think the legacy is more kind of developer oriented. We allow you to do things that you cannot do on the new builder when it comes to coding, modifying CSS and stuff like that. But just note this button right here that says switch to classic or switch to new builder. This allows you to switch between the 2 different drag and drop email designer in the system. Okay. Sal is asking, if I use live RSS and someone opens the email, some information appears later if you open it again. No, Sal, because unfortunately email clients, Gmail and friends, they haven't evolved email much. Once the email is inside the inbox, the copy there is static, unless it's an image that's residing on a server and it's calling that image, right? Now, you never want to send just one banner, but some of the content inside your email could be a banner that ultimately changes. But in this particular case, the RSS will be the moment it gets sent and the content sits in the inbox, that's the one that's going to stay. So if I open my email 3 days later after I've received it, the email is going to be 3 days old in terms of the content. Okay. Hopefully with the new AMP for email update, there will be some a little smarter kind of content in there. But yeah, as of today, no. Awesome. Mugur, thanks. Mugur tried it. Sheila tried the new builder. Yes, it's been a couple of years in the making, and we are now working on our landing page builder as well. We hope to get that released, maybe soft launch end of the year, a little ambitious though, or early next year. Okay. Awesome. I don't think I have any questions here. George, how is Facebook? Any questions there?
No, it's fine, Richard.
Okay. Cool. If you just joined us and you're wondering why people are sharing emails, that's because we're going to install the AI content generation for you via our backend. So just leave your email that's associated with your VBOUT account, and George and team will install that add-on at no additional cost to you. Cool, Javier. Yeah, I like it. And in VBOUT, we have, might as well turn this into a mini tutorial. If I show you right now, you can create automated emails that send out like the latest newsletters. Several of you might not know this. So if I go to my automation, and I'm going to create one fresh automation right here. Many of you probably use the automation already and are familiar with triggers, actions, but I have right here an RSS change. So all I got to do is just say every Tuesday, we want to send out an email to our clients. Okay. We provide the RSS feed of your blog. So if you're constantly pushing updates. So every Monday, we can target, let's say, our LinkedIn Live workshops. We put the RSS feed, and the system will get the latest content and will send out an email to the people on that list with your latest content. So this automation lives on forever. You don't have to touch it once you set it up. So now that I've done this, I'm going to add a delay because I like to send it maybe 9 a.m. in the morning. Here, 9 a.m. or whatever time, doesn't matter. And here's the email. Cool. And the email design could be very simple. You have to drag that widget that I showed you. Just put your logo on the top, the widget in the middle, and of course your footer to protect yourself with your address and unsubscribe and all that stuff. That's all that's needed, guys, to create an automation that runs every week, checks all the new content that you have, and any new articles will be added to the body of the email. You must have this if you're pushing content. So Dr. Nicole is asking, what is RSS? RSS is technically a feed. It's the term used in getting the latest content from a website and getting access to it. Let me see if I can. I don't know what's our RSS feed, George, but let me try RSS. Does this?
Well, I think
there we go.
yes, it redirects automatically.
I mean, most websites, especially if you're using WordPress, you can get an RSS feed, a simple search, or ask your developer for it. But I can take that link. I think my mic switched, guys. I'm sorry. 1 second. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Richard, all good.
All right, awesome. So I can take this feed and I can go to an email. Let's say I'm going to create a new automation email. But everybody, yeah, real simple syndication. Thank you, Molly. The terms we use in technology are just inspiring, aren't they? All right, so I can go here, try the new builder. I'm going to create a new design, very simple. Live RSS. I'm going to put the URL and I'm going to choose how many articles to display. Okay, so now I have the article details. Now this might not look the best because this is not the RSS feed for my blog, that's for my website. But overall, you can control this. I can also maybe switch the layout to make it stacked, structure options, descriptions. It's a little messy on my end because I need to design it but you'll have access to this right in here. Okay. Does that answer your question? Anybody has anything else they want to add, ask? Good.
Yes. On Facebook also.
Okay. Awesome. So Nicole's asking, take the info from the web blog and turns it into an email. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Now, the only thing is that you don't have to go create the email and send it. You can actually automate the email send process on, let VBOUT do the work for you. All right, now the fourth feature that's not quite launched yet, but we're about to launch it in the next week or so, that I think is going to be really important for those who create a lot of segments in the database. We're gonna have the ability to create, conditional blocks in email. I'll explain. So if you are designing an email, I think I closed my setup. George, did I lose Facebook?
No, Richard. I'm monitoring Facebook. All good.
Because I shut down my browser by mistake. So
No, never mind.
am I still broadcasting on Facebook, George?
I think now it stopped, I think. 1 second.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
No, it's still running on Facebook, Richard.
Okay. So here's how conditional blocks will work. As you're designing your emails, assuming you have created segments, segments could be anything. It could be people who opened emails in the past, people who have a specific tag attached to their profile, people who visited your blog, your list of customers. So many of you here are seasoned enough to understand how segmentation works. So what you can do is you can create a conditional rule inside the email that specifies an image or a copy or a button to show up for certain segments versus another. Okay, this is really powerful. I see the potential of it. Instead of creating hundreds of different emails with different copy, you can have just rules specifying which blog goes to who. Okay, sorry, I'm just loading a video here. George, you still see my screen, right? Sorry, George, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, we can still hear you.
All right, I think my computer just froze for a second. Apologies for everybody who is with us and had to go through this technical snafu. But what I'm trying to show you is the ability to create within the email a little section that shows up for specific segments. So it will look like this. So you hover over the element inside the email that you're looking to make a rule around. We're going to call them more like filter groups, or we haven't figured out the final label yet. We'll talk about it. But that you can say, I want this particular content piece to show up to a specific group of people. Now, to answer your question, Aysen, we're not going to be using audiences. It's going to be the same concept as visiting an audience, but it won't be audiences for several reasons. One of which is audiences take a lot of toll on the server to update. So if you're going to use the concept of audiences here, you're gonna have to go to another screen, create the audience, come back here and attach it, or you're gonna create a new audience within the email. So that's gonna quadruple the amount of resources that it takes to auto update audiences. So it's gonna be a similar concept, slightly different terminology and grouping that are slightly detached from each other, okay?
Richard, sorry, did you answer? Not sure if I was following. I was writing some notes. If you answered the Salvador question about the live RSS.
I'm looking at the chat. I'm looking at the chat. You can keep an eye on Facebook.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So that's sort of how the conditional block will work. It's not live yet, you guys, but you'll have all the filters in VBOUT, and we have about 50 of them with e-commerce and all that should be available here bit by bit. We might launch it on small batches of releases. So Sean, we'll do the recording within 24 hours and we'll send you the email. So expect it in your inbox, maybe by end of Friday, depending on how fast we compile the email. Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions on conditional blocks inside emails? Seems all good. Thank you, ISN. Automations are awesome. They are awesome. I mean, you can literally automate so much that require manual tasks. So yeah. In terms of this can be triggered via tags. Oh, I'm sorry, Mugor, are you talking about the conditional block? So the conditional blocks can be, yes, triggered through the automation. The trigger in the automation can be anything. It does not have to be adding tag or removing tag. What I showed you here was an example of a filter that's looking at a tag. So let's say I have clients that downloaded a white paper on lead generation and another client that downloaded a white paper on funnels. And I'm sending one email inside of which I'm including here a little block or copy just specifically for those who downloaded the lead gen, and on the top for those who downloaded the funnel building PDF or video. So this rule can look into the profile for a specific condition. It could be a tag, it could be a link clicked, and will display this copy based on that rule. And that got matched the moment the email is sent. Okay. And I believe it should also work when you're using the newsletter utility, not only automation. So it should be available on the email system-wide. Okay. Is the audio bad, George? I think somebody is saying that the audio is bad.
No, I'm just checking if someone left the microphone on.
All right.
Because there's some noise. Yes.
Is the noise bad enough?
Yes.
Right.
Thank
Well,
you,
this is it in terms of releases, you guys. Obviously, a lot of small enhancements that are not worth mentioning. We might enhance labels or increase the speed of automation load or some small bugs here and there. We don't mention them on this call. I try to focus on things that will bring value to you in terms of feature, and these are feature requests as well. All right, cool. Now let's talk a little bit about content. One, I updated the roadmap. A lot of things we are trying to push by the end of the year. We're very ambitious. Some of these things we'll get to, some of them we might not. This roadmap is usually just prioritizing based on feedback. You can always visit this roadmap, which is live, and suggest your ideas. I go through these every month and update them every quarter. And any upvotes on features are also recommended. Okay. George, please put in the chat the link to our roadmap so everybody can have access to it too. We do have an upcoming event, which is Digital Marketing Trends for 2023. It's going to be next month, November 9th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll also be recording. We'll share it with you after the event. This is publicly open to everybody, unlike this event, which is private to our partners and clients. Invite anybody who want to know what's upcoming and brewing for 2023. Obviously, digital marketing trends are evolving very fast, some of which remain the same. But overall, it's an insightful look into this upcoming year's digital trends. George, put in the link to where they could register. I think ideally put the link to our Facebook group where we announce the meeting and they get notified. So if you haven't joined our Facebook group, you guys, please do so. George will add the link to that. Cool. All right, general resources for everybody. You can recycle some of these resources, add them or make your own videos, tutorials, your own documents. We give you full permission to do it because we know how much it takes to build content. So if you're benefiting from your writing and you feel it's something you can recycle and share with your community, do that by all means. All right. Now, number one, we have a daily onboarding and training that you can access on VBOUT. A new version of that is coming in. It's an evergreen webinar. You'll see me talking. You can ask questions. It goes to our chat. We can answer you. And it runs twice a day. So you can sign up. You will probably see this on your dashboard and watch a training. It's an hour and 40 minutes. So it's not short, but it goes through the entire platform and what you need to know. We have our academy, which is free for all our partners and clients. One of which is the VBOUT agency certification course. We give you so much content. We teach you the platform and all. And George will put in the code to access it. These are private, guys. We made them expensive on purpose because we don't want them to be accessible by everyone, just for you. We have the lead generation masterclass as well. We'll put in the link and the code so you can get it. Share it with your team. This is for knowledge. We want you to learn how to become better lead gen master and a better marketing automation expert. A lot of you have praised us on our email and funnel analysis. So we'll put on the link to where you can find dozens of funnels that I analyzed as well. So you can kind of learn how some of these successful brands run ads, to landing pages, to automations thereafter. Some of them deploy email only. Others deploy email, SMS, Facebook chat, and they get really creative with this. All right. We have a lot of free tools that you guys can access without logging into VBOUT, shareable with everybody. For example, Persona Creator. Several agencies we work with, they use it to generate a persona for their potential clients. It helps them close deals. We have a marketing automation comparison chart. If your clients are wondering what's the difference between VBOUT and HubSpot Marketing Cloud, for instance. Spam keyword checker, email examples from brands. We have like 100 different email copy for you. Subject line checker. And we have an email automation templates, which is curated with dozens of different automation ideas for different industries. Really nice tools. George is sharing with everyone the links inside the chat. So keep an eye on the chat. All our previous events are also available to you. You can watch the recording. You can watch the presentations. I think you can download them as well and repurpose the presentation. Several of our partners, they take our PowerPoints and they reuse the same content with their own brand and they just attribute a thank you back to us. We want you to do this to spread the knowledge and educate if that's one of your channels of lead generation. We'll put in a link to some success stories in case you want to also use these because you're trying to resell VBOUT. Several of you are doing that. We have a lot of clients who have moved from making $0 to thousands of dollars using basic mailing and emailing and automation to do proper follow-up and lead gen. So if you know how to use VBOUT properly, you learn the strategies through our courses, you can implement magic in VBOUT, you can resell it and launch your own digital agency in literally a couple of weeks. Okay. All it takes is just a little bit of will and the desire to be consistent. Our integration library is pretty robust. Since last year, we added so many between Integrately, obviously Zapier, Sync Spider. We have make.com, previously in Format, and we keep growing our integrations. So there are thousands of opportunities to link up VBOUT to your platform of choice, as long as that platform of choice is on those, exist there as well. We're updating our own API on VBOUT. So if you go to VBOUT right now, we have a new interface for our API, which is pretty cool. Let me see if I can, if it's live yet. I don't think it is. Will be launched soon. Just an easier way to, here we go. I believe it is launched. Just bear with me on my share screen. All right. Now, if you are a developer, you understand the value of proper documentation. So now we just updated our API page and the way you can call social media, emails, contacts. There's so much you can do, you guys, through our API. You can build your own libraries. You can build your own plugins. You can build your own integrations, and you can charge premium for that. We do have clients and partners who specialize in VBOUT integrations, and they charge $5,000 to $10,000 to build integrations between systems. So if you learn our API, you have some programming capabilities. I think, getting access to this is key. And I'll put in the link in the chat so everyone has it. Cool. Couple of fast resources for you. One, a nice blog post on how Verve videos achieved 139 increase in lead generation with VBOUT. A great article just to kind of see how you can grow through the lens of one startup. How you can boost how to use transactional email to boost engagement. So many of you probably use transactional email like welcome email, follow-up, password reset. You can leverage these beyond the basic copy to trigger engagement. If you are new to VBOUT and you're launching your agency, we give you access to our data protection agreement and privacy policy. Feel free to repurpose that jargon, the legal jargon, because we know it's very expensive. Just read it through, apply your brand name to it, and you can share it with your customers so they are on board. And because privacy is ever changing, between the CCPA, GDPR, new laws, I think India has just released a new privacy law, and President Biden, I think, just signed an executive order for the new framework of data transfer between the EU and US. You might want to check this out. We put in a quick link here for everybody. But again, staying on top of privacy is really important, especially if you are a data controller working between clients, VBOUT, and the end contact. And I think this is it. Spilled a little bit over half hour, but I'm happy to take any questions. I think I have Ison as asking a question. I made a very valuable Zap that made possible to bring data parsing from email to external system and then bring it to VBOUT automation. Is there a place that we post for other users, such content like community? Absolutely. Ison, are you part of our Facebook group? Because if you are, you can make a short video of how can people do that. And you can you put a link back to you. We can give you the attribution back because we appreciate your involvement in everything that you do. I know you've been doing great on the system, and I'm really happy to see that. For those of you who don't know, some systems have very closed integration library. And not to steal the spotlight from Ison, but many of you might not know that there are ways to integrate with those systems at a minimal level, of course, where let's say a VRBO, which is like a rental company, you can rent a vacation home for a week or something like this. I don't believe so far they have an integration with Zapier, but they do send you a confirmation email when someone books your property, as an example. So what you can do is use Zapier. Zapier has something called email parser that takes copies or parts of your email and then sends them back to VBOUT. So instead of reading from a system, it reads from your Gmail. And through the Gmail, it pulls up specific variables that you will identify and send them back to us. So if you're working with a system that does not have APIs, but do send you email confirmation, and you'd like to turn these into VBOUT contacts, there are ways to do it. Zapier is one of them. And I think several other integrations as well provide this. Let me just show you the link. All right, I think it's called Email Parser by Zapier. So it goes through the email, you send a confirmation copy. And any variables, let's say name of the person that booked your property in this example is John. Now we're going to take that name field and drop it inside a Zap, which connects to VBOUT. A really awesome feature, you guys. It saved a lot of lives on expensive integrations in the past. Thank you, Arson. If you have a video on this, please feel free to share it with us with attribution back to you, to your site or service. I mean, this is the magic of how systems integrate together. You can automate so much. Literally 80% of some manual work can be fully automated nowadays. Cool. Any other questions, you guys? I am here, I'm available, happy to answer. Does Pabbly API have the same capacity as Zapier? That is a great question. I don't have the answer. I think they integrated a lot or almost the same endpoints as we did with Zapier. I do know, however, that SyncSpider focused more on VBOUT e-commerce integration because we do have an e-commerce API specific to API. They did focus on that, and I think they have more e-commerce than regular contacts that is on Pabbly and Zapier. So if you tell me Pabbly versus Zapier, I think it might be like an 80–90% similar features, but I don't have the exact answer, Blaine, sorry. Cool. Anybody else? Everyone's good. George, how's Facebook? Any questions coming in there?
No, all good. Guys, I will be posting each page about the integration with either Zapier or Pabbly, so you can compare and see the apps that you can integrate with.
Oh, nice. If you have that feature, it's even better. And guys, we have a robust documentation, which maybe some of you might not know of, which is help.vbout.com. We try to cover every single implementation, integration here as well. So you have resources, wealth of knowledge at your fingertip. Of course, you can ask our support, but if you want to do things on your own, you can do it here. Awesome. Beside Canva, can you integrate with Vista? We don't have a direct Vista integration, Mugur, at this point. Happy if you want to drop it in the idea suggestions on the roadmap, you can certainly look into it. Cool. Awesome. All right. I think everybody is good on questions. We will have our next partner meeting, which will have a conflict with Thanksgiving. So we might push it a week after, right, George?
Yes, it will be on the 1st of December, which we will announce soon.
Via email. So keep an eye on the email. We'll just change for this month, so it's not on the holiday. And that will be probably the last partner meeting of the year. Again, I want to thank everybody who joined us today, who keeps on joining us every week. The recordings are always available after. If you ever miss these, do not worry. The only thing you might miss is access to features that we give for those who attend, okay? Or free access to features. But thanks again for your attention, for your time, for all your love that you show us through our Facebook group, our chat. It means a lot to us. We couldn't do this without you. Obviously, you are our community and we want to make sure we build the product around your needs. So keep the feedback coming, keep your questions coming, and hopefully by the December 1st, I'll have some awesome new releases for you that will benefit you and a clear roadmap as well. Okay. So thanks everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the day or evening if you are joining us from overseas, and we'll see you on an upcoming event. Thanks a lot.